Will you stop that nonsense?
No, it's not nonsense.
Just stop.
People are saying it.
It is. Stop that.
No.
Stop that.
And frank.
It is. Please stop that.
I saw Amaechi going to campaign. What Amaechi did was to buy corn. A corn he had never chewed as a minister on the road.
Processes, internal processes. So what do you want me to tell you?
The problem with ADC, I was the first person to tell you that their first problem was that they went and rented a party and they paid the landlord, they didn't pay the agents.
Just primary.
Can you focus on the issue?
It's just primary.
I'm not the party. I'm not Vice President Atiku. Neither am I hired to do. No, the national chairman of the party.
How can there be feud between Atiku and Amaechi? There's no feud.
There's a candidate of the PDP for the presidential election, and that is President Donington.
To deceive the poor. Oh, but you never ask yourself, when I was this position, was I doing that?
It's not God that brought us here. Saying it's our turn that brought us here. It is the turn of Nigerians. Because there's no market for Christians. Neither is there a market for Muslims, or a market for Northerners or Southerners. The market here has just one voice, currency. And what is the currency? Naira. And Nigerians are suffering.
I want to answer your question directly. The obedient movement was never formed by Peter Obi.
The good part of it is that now that the presidential ticket has been zoned to the south.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Plan B TV News, Gist and Blog. Now, in this particular video, we are going to talk about Amaechi, Atiku, and Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and also President Bola Ahmed Tinubu slightly, and Peter Obi as well. But we are going to focus on Atiku versus Amaechi. Recently, Amaechi went to Daily Trust TV to talk about his own primaries, his own ambitions to become the president, why everybody should vote for him and not vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Atiku, and Peter Obi or Neda Showore. But I want you guys to watch this particular video. We'll be right back.
It's a video by Governor Duke, who said he said contesting in 1992. It's his choice. It's his choice to contest. You see? Okay, so I listened when they said, former vice president said he never failed primary before. I hope this will be the first time he will fail primary. But that's not even the issue. The issue is that at all times that you have passed primary, you have not won the election. So it's about electability.
It's not the number of times.
No. It's, can I win this election if you put me before the country? Vis-a-vis him, will he be able to win the election? And the answer I get is that he may not be able to win the election if he's put forward. Why?
At Atiku?
Yes, I think
Where
so.
did you got the answer?
Because he has done against Tinubu before and lost now. That's elementary analysis. Okay, so what new thing do they bring to the table?
What new thing?
I've never run. if nothing else, I can argue that I've never run any presidential election.
But you were defeated at primaries in 2020.
Okay, so maybe when you read my book, you know what happened. My hands were tied for a very long time. By the time they released my hand, it was too late to confront the structure that was set up, right? But that's not. I don't want to discuss that now. What I want to discuss is that, look, I'm not joking. If you give this country to Vice President Atiku to govern, I believe he will do well. Just as I think Governor Bill will do well. Honestly, two of them will do better than President Tinubu.
Atiku and
they will do better than President Tinubu. Atiku in the first place will not be as tribalistic as Tinubu. What we have produced most, apart from
why are you saying Tinubu is tribalistic?
Anyway, just take the last one now. Ribadu is the National Security Advisor. He puts his fansman there to check Ribadu. You see, the actual Nigerians I see most times come from the south because we need the country. We want the country to remain as one because we have nowhere to go. You understand that? So we support the south, the north. I was once Minister for Transport. I did the railway to the north. I'm still waiting to see anybody who will say, here is a better northerner than me.
Because you are Danaman and Daura?
Apart from the Danaman and Daura, the Abuja Kaduna Rail, which was started by President Goodluck Jonathan, I completed it. I started Kano Maradi, Kano Duse, Kano Kaduna, University in Daura, Dala Inland Dry Port in Kano, the dry port in Kaduna. What else would the northern tell me? Show me that somebody will say, yeah, this guy is better.
You listen to what he said. He didn't end there. The video is long, but I have to split it and put the other part at the end of this video or at the middle when it is necessary. Now, I want you guys to watch PDP. PDP have declared, like we have already been talking about it anyway, declared Goodluck Jonathan for running, and he's going to be the sole runner in PDP. No other person will contest against him in primaries. They just give him the ticket, and I want you guys to watch this particular video.
Anything that needed screening, and therefore the party had given him waiver to come and start following. In other words, he has been declared and cleared as the candidate of the PDP for the presidential election, and that is President Jonathan, one from Delta and co. So our committee is on. Anytime the other people within the screening period, we will continue the screening exercise and passing people. We are very happy that even those who have been attempting to kill the party cannot succeed, and the party will contest this election by the grace of God and by the Constitution of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
There's a Labour Party chapter, in Delta State. So it went into extinction. Hence, I took the decision that the PDP is the best of all the opposition, parties that we have in Nigeria today. Either by the sincerity of purpose, like in one instance again, the current Labour Party as it is, they are going to adopt the sitting president. Me, I don't see the rationale why I would be an opposition party and I will adopting the sitting president of the ruling party. Then the reasons for being in opposition is no longer, tenable. So PDP is the most stable of all the political parties, and in fact is the oldest. And the time PDP actually managed this country, we recorded tremendous successes. One, in the growth of democracy. Two, economy. We were the giant of Africa in economy at that time. The security was not as challenging as it is, today.
But unfortunately, which we'll make a separate videos about, when they set a whole committees, to dialogue about how they are going to do the primary, the former president Goodluck Jonathan did not show up. He did not come. He did not come to the committee, and that has sparked a lot of reaction on the social net. But we'll pause it a while. I want you guys to watch this particular video, though we posted it before, but it's just a short clip. What Peter Obi reacted when people were trying to say, now that Goodluck is going to run, he's going to split your vote. Once he splits your votes and all of that, he said he don't have any right to stop Goodluck not from running. In fact, it's not about who is running, it's about who is going to fix the country. His own is to focus on his own duty on how to make Nigeria a better place, and I want you guys to watch.
The coming of former President Goodluck Jonathan into the fray, a lot of people are afraid he's a ploy to actually diminish your chances.
No, he actually, I'm not aware of that, but democracy is about people offering themselves for service and being voted for. I'm not in any way going around looking for who and who is contesting. I'm concentrating on how to build a better Nigeria.
When Peter Obi said this, Dele Momodu from nowhere just jump out. When they ask him a simple question about Amaechi versus Atiku, now he said that he's so happy that Goodluck Jonathan is contesting, because Goodluck Jonathan is contesting in the South, we split the vote of Amaechi, but Atiku will still have his own vote in the North. This might have a lot to say about him, but I want you guys to watch the video. We'll be right back.
You were very optimistic the last time you were on the program, and you felt that the caliber of a lot of people that have congregated in the ABC, there's no way in the world that President Bola Tinubu and the APC can withstand them. But it does look like things are falling apart. Peter Obi is left, Kwankwansura is left, and now we're seeing the kind of the tonality of Mr. Rotimi Amaechi's statement linked to him is going against Atiku Abubakar. It does look like the center is no longer holding.
I listened to the statement of Mr. Atiku Rotimi Amaechi, and I was quite taken aback, because I tend to see him as a gentleman and a patriotic Nigerian who understands that the game ahead is not going to be for the faint-hearted. Now, I'm happy today that from a zone in the South, we are just hearing about the declaration of former President Goodluck Jonathan. So it tells you that the game ahead is going to be a game of the big boys. In fact, the biggest boys, not just the big boys. President Jonathan is formidable. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, being the current president, is extraordinarily formidable. And then the combination of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso, if what they are planning goes through, is also going to be formidable. So which means we are going to have a very, very big fish from the south-south, a lesser big fish from the southeast, and the biggest fish of them from the southwest. So which direction would ADC then look strategically? We're talking strategy. We're not talking emotion or anything. So Mr. Amaechi, in the name of Almighty God, should please cool temper. Should know that a potential presidential candidate and possible president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria must watch his temper and temperament and does not need to attack Atiku. What is his grounds? He says Atiku says he does not believe in zoning and that we should go to the primary. Any patriotic Nigerian in opposition, we know the danger involved in going to any primary at this time. You have barely maybe 8 months to the next election. ADC is just discovering itself. You are going to need a lot of resources in the coming weeks and coming months for you to be able to fight the APC behemoth. So why would anybody, unless somebody has too much money stashed away at home, why would any opposition leader want to go through that trouble of wasting money on internal politics?
Now, if you listen carefully to what he said, first he said Atiku is a formidable force in the north. Tinubu is a formidable force in the southwest. Amaechi is a formidable force in the south-south. And he said Peter Obi and Kwankwaso is a lesser formidable force in the southeast. In case you did not pay attention, I want you guys to
also going to be formidable. So which means we are going to have a very, very big fish from the south-south, a lesser big fish from the southeast.
You see how somebody can have a bitter soul for somebody. The question they are asking you, you the praise this one. Why must all of you always find a way to talk down on Peter Obi? Go and sell your principle, but you must look for a way to talk down so that people will not praise Obi. Now, I want you guys to listen to Atiku, what he said about the primary after they recently cleared him for contesting in ADC primary, and I want you guys to watch.
Processes, internal processes. So what do you want me to tell you? Everything went well. Thank you very much.
Listen to what he said about the Dutch question. Anyway, remember I told you guys that we'll play the other part of Amaechi video when he was in Trust TV. But I want you guys to watch the complete video of what the journalists were asking him, the question he was asking him, and how he was paranoid about the question. I want you guys to watch.
Will you stop that nonsense?
No, it's not nonsense.
No, stop.
People are saying it.
It is. Stop that.
No.
Stop that.
And Frank,
please stop that.
Will you take? Okay, let me put it the other way. Will you accept to be vice president?
Please stop that. I didn't buy form to be vice president. Don't you ever repeat. Don't you ever.
I'm not saying it. It is people who are working for you. I mean,
who are the people? I can show you millions of people who are also thinking that. Who are those talking about?
This is without prejudice to you being eminently qualified to go for the ticket.
Idris.
Yes.
This interview is about presidency. If you want to interview vice president, can I step down so I can get the vice presidential candidates and interview them?
No, I don't want you to go. I want you to answer the questions. Maybe you tell Nigerians that at no time you will accept that.
If you want to interview vice president, can I step down so I can bring vice president?
We will bring them later. You know, it's like the debate. I'm representing Nigeria, Your Excellency.
So when you're ready to interview vice president, you go and call them.
Okay. Have you met and discussed consensus?
We have not met. We have not met.
Was that the reason, you know, your, screening ought to have taken place? Was it last week? Then it was shifted to Monday, and now it has been shifted to Wednesday. What is really happening?
Do I look at the national chairman?
Pardon?
Do I look at the national chairman? The name of the national chairman is Senator David.
Yes.
So only him can explain to you why the shifting.
But we heard that you met with him. Was it today?
He's my national chairman. I can go as many times as he's available. If I thought that I get worried at him.
So you can see we are following you.
You're seeing what. In fact, you're seeing what my social media people are doing, and you know I don't like those. I want my private life to be left to me alone. But anywhere you go, there's something taking photographs of
people who actually most likely believe in what you are doing. They are the ones who want information.
I thought he said
no. Probably.
No, I thought he said not the people who believe in me want me to be vice president.
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. What I said was in the event you finally
there's no event. Can you focus on?
So it's just primary.
Can you focus on the issue?
It's just primary.
I'm not the party. I'm not a Vice President Atiku. Neither am I hired to do. No, the national chairman of the party. Let us, if they want a consensus, let's have a meeting. Well, if we agree, we agree. If we don't agree, we go to primary. Don't bring those.
Okay, then if you have to choose between consensus, because you are APC, they have gone far in their own. Now, attention on APC.
I have finished my response to that question.
No, you didn't answer this one.
I would respond.
Which one will you prefer? Consensus or direct?
I won't respond to that. I'll give you a response. But the response I gave you, if the party calls us to have conversation about consensus, we'll have the conversation. If we agree, consensus. If we don't agree, then primary. I don't have any other answer to give you.
How ready are you for the primary?
Why not you wait until 25th?
When the primary will
Of course.
take place.
Yes.
So now, how do you think ADC should approach the election? Because you still have some cases in court. You have the nephew, blah, blah. This guy from Bombay.
There's a problem we all have, including the journalists. In the past, the journalists who helped to fight alongside Nadeko kept government accountable. The journalists now, I doubt if they are doing the same.
Well, that is exactly what we are doing. If others are not doing, I know I am doing, and we are doing.
Tell me how many people,
in Delhi.
Tell me how many people you have kept accountable. Tell me how many people.
Read our paper today.
I read
no, just read the headlines. You know, today.
I read your papers. I don't see how much you do that.
Yes, when you look at it, we brought out all the shenanigans or whatever, the shortcomings, the deliberate manipulation and all that happened.
Okay, so you should focus.
Is that not accountability?
You should focus. You should please also focus on INEC and focus on
ADC also.
Oh no, of course. ADC as a party. If I had a question to ask you, if you think ADC was not that strong, why are you wasting your time focusing on them?
So why do you think it is strong with the challenges?
Okay,
because
so
many of the people who left,
let me answer you.
They said because there are issues in ADC.
You're trying to make me answer you in a way that will hurt too many people. I won't. I try as much as possible not to hurt anybody. But so let me answer you the way you asked the question. So you said the reason why you focus on ADC is because it's strong. So that answers the question. If ADC was not strong, you won't focus on it. Are you focusing on you make me call these parties now, they will say I'm abusing them. And of course some of these mushroom parties here and there. Have you ever focused on them? Have you ever called one of their presidential candidates to come for interview? It's because this is a party.
Now you watch the video. What do you think of the journalist that is asking Amaechi all this kind of question? For me, it seems like he's working with Atiku because he's trying to tell Amaechi indirectly for him to step down and become the vice. You can never see all those journalists questioning Atiku like this. I don't know either maybe they are afraid or anything. As much I'm not trying to support Amaechi because my vote is going for Peter Obi. But the way the journalist is asking, but it's being biased to me. Well, in all of this, after all of these interviews, everybody is talking about one direction, different direction. Showore came out when they asked him a question. He said, "There's nothing different from Amaechi, Atiku, and all of them. All of these people are the same. Only one different." And I want you guys to listen to what he said about Amaechi and Atiku and the rest.
How can there be feud between Atiku and Amaechi? There's no feud. The problem with ADC, I was the first person to tell you that their first problem was that they went and rented a party, and they paid the landlord, they didn't pay the agents. And the party fell apart from there. That was their first problem. There is no feud. The problem the ADC is having is that all the people in ADC are people who used to use federal government or state government funds to run the affairs of the party. They don't have any governors that can help them steal state money or federal money. So now, their real problem that they are not disclosing to you is that they don't have money to organize their primaries. The only primary they can organize that they can afford is consensus. Amaechi has some stolen money that he would have used, but he doesn't want to use his money to organize the convention that will produce Atiku. Yes. Atiku doesn't want to use his own little money left to organize a convention that will produce Amaechi. It's not a feud. It's a function of trust, and they don't trust themselves. There's no honor among thieves. That's what happened amongst them. It's the reason why the other guys also left. They went to go and spend money where they can afford. They used to accuse us that AAC, a Showore's party, we are the treasurer, but the people who used to accuse us went to NDC NDC is based in the house of Seriake, this thing. I'm sure the chairman of NDC is probably his cook. The treasurer is the gate man. Probably the only person that will be in NDC that is a professional will be their legal advisor. So they want to join the party in his house. Absolutely. Till today, when they want to hold any party event, they go to his living room. Very massive house that he has. So we are the only party, we keep assuring you, we are the only party that can save this country. We are the only revolutionary party out there. We don't have to steal anybody's money to run our party. We don't have state government.
Well, everybody have right to say whatever they want to say. We're in democracy, we have freedom of speech, but there's no freedom after speech, depending on what you say. Anyway, I want you guys to watch this particular video on how the can or the church endorse.
We must continue to pray for our leaders and support every sincere effort aimed at moving Nigeria forward. Today, millions of Nigeria represented by the Tinubu Mega Group are speaking with one voice, a voice of stability, continuity, peace, and national development. And let me say this clearly, as we move towards the future, those who truly desire the peace and progress of Nigeria stand for continuity and stability. There is no vacancy in Aso Rock in 2027. We believe Nigeria must continue on the path of reform, unity, responsible leadership. May God continue to grant wisdom to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have seen effort aimed at rebuilding the economy, strengthening infrastructure, supporting education through student loans, improving local refinery capacity, and repositioning the nation for long-term growth. This reform may be painful in the short term, but meaningful change often requires sacrifice, discipline, and patience. The Holy Scripture teaches us that every wise builder must first lay a solid foundation. Nigeria today is in progress of rebuilding and restructuring its foundation for a stronger future. As a people, we must avoid bitterness, hatred, division, and politics of destruction.
Ure is now dragging Peter Obi that they own obedience. The obedience belongs to them. It belongs to this Peter. It does not belong to Peter Obi. And I want you guys to listen.
And I'm sure that that's why he's here. And of course, a lot of people who are in the obedience were recruited through the Labour Party platform. I'm sure you also know of that. So, having said all of this, I will allow Dr. Peter Piper to throw some light on the question. And we don't shave a man's head on this. He's here, so he will speak for himself.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Peter Michael Piper. And here I want to answer your question directly. The obedient movement was never formed by Peter Obi. The obedient movement was a construct of the civil society movements. And these civil society movements have been on this far, far, far before Peter Obi came on board. Now, I have the documents here to prove it. Here is the certificate of the obedient movement. It was registered since 2023. And it was registered as Obedient for a Better Nigeria. Obedient with an E. Here is the constitution of the obedient movement since 2023. And here what you see is the obedient with an E, not an I. So when we say that the obedient movement was hijacked and stolen, it's not a false allegation. Here is the application for the registration of the obedient movement with an E. And you have all of the documents here to prove that the obedient movement was registered and it was predicated on the former national anthem. If you remember the former national anthem, it says, Arise, O compatriots. So the comrade, the compatriots, we arose. And what was the second line? Nigeria's call, obey. So we rose up to the call of Nigeria to obey Nigeria. The former national anthem didn't say Nigerians call obey. It said Nigeria's call obey. So I hereby defect to.
Peter Obi have left Labour Party for I forgot know how long now, since last year. The Labour Party have unable to produce their presidential candidates, but their basic focus is how to target Peter Obi. They are still dragging who on obedience, who the movement belongs to. They don't dash in on the obedience movement. Now they are not in OK movement. The OK movement is already moving on its own. Somebody is now still dragging, we want Peter Obi movement to. His obedience, it belongs to us. May you carry. All of you now when you get the name, when they say the name belongs to you, nobody is dragging it with you. No, Peter Obi have never come there. Nobody in Labour Party should use that name obedience. Nobody is dragging it. I don't know the reason why you organize a press conference to start addressing who is obedient, who don't hold obedience. All of these politicians, you hardly even see them promoting their own candidates. You hardly even see them talking to praise their own candidates. When they buy time with the media, the only thing they are going to the TV station to talk about is how to disintegrate or to tamper with Peter Obi integrity or legacy. They are trying everything within their strength to talk down Peter Obi. That's all they do. You cannot go to media and say, I want you to vote for Atiku, or vote for Showore, or vote for Bola Tinubu, or vote for Amaechi, simply because he's doing this, and I've seen what he have done. When he was this, he did that, and after he did that, he was able to do this. Believing me or not, if you vote for him and he becomes the president, he will be able to do this. No. When you ask them, why do you think we should vote for Atiku or Amaechi or Bola Tinubu, they will tell you, do you know Peter Obi sent Northerners out of Anambra State? Do you know Peter Obi said he left money in the state account, but we verify there is no money in state account? We are not asking you those things. Why should we vote for your principal, your candidate, the person you are agitating for? In 1982, Peter Obi was the minister of this. He could not do this. That's all they do on the social net. You can never see them promoting or giving you reason to vote for their person, but they are giving you 1,000 reasons you shouldn't vote for Peter Obi. Anyway, I want you guys to watch this Arise TV news. We'll be right back for what this guy said about Peter Obi and their plans to win this election and the integrity of Peter Obi that can never be withstood. We'll be right back.
The good part of it is that now that the presidential ticket has been zoned to the south. And you know, the most credible to our belief, and the millions of Nigerians and youth, working women who are out there, they believe in the mandate of Mr. Peter Obi as the only credible person in this particular age. There may be other persons, but his coming into NDC has given a life, has given a popularity and general acceptance to the people of Nigeria. People of Nigeria have now accepted the NDC. People are trooping up and down everywhere. People are struggling to get ticket of NDC. It was not like that before, but because of the movement of Peter Obi, to show the acceptance of the people, to show what he carries and what he believes in. And what he believes in is in tandem with what the manifesto, the ideology, and the directive principles of the party enshrined in the constitution of the party. So I believe Peter Obi is a disciplined man. Sareke Diskin, who is the national leader of the party, is a disciplined man. The party is founded on a pure democratic leadership. So they will be able to manage the outcome of the primaries. Their appeal panels is there to when you are aggrieved. There are internal dispute mechanisms contained in the party constitution. You report to, and it will be addressed. But I believe we won't have much crisis like you have in other political party. So for 2023 election to come, the party will have started selling the mandate and manifesto and the objective and ideology to the people of Nigeria. And that's why they are trooping. That's why they are trooping in, because they want a change. Nigerians are only asking for a change. And they have promised them one: social justice, equality and fairness, poverty eradication, employment, education, and what have you. And this is what Mr. Peter Obi believes in, and which is also contained in Chapter 2 of the 1999 Constitution, which borders on fundamental objective and directive principles of state policy, ranging from Section 18, educational objective, Section 15, 18, 19, up to 17, up to 20, social objective, educational objective, healthcare, and what have you, which the government have refused to implement. Supreme Court have emphasized in litany and copy of cases frustration in respect to those sections of the fundamental duty and the principles of state policy, and say that there remain a dead letter and aspiration which government seek to pursue in future. That is not supposed to be so. In the civilized world, people have right to go to school. People have right to medical care. People have right social right to what have you, even employment, even to have a good housing, and all that thing. So they are all contained in the manifesto of in the ideology and the directive principles of the NDC as a political party, and also in tandem with what Mr. Peter Obi is all up is known for. So I believe that they will be able to sell the idea to people of Nigeria, and have started doing that because the face of Peter Obi is a face of good governance, a face of hope, a face of rule of law, respect for rule of law, and what have you.
Vincent, you've been very adamant when it comes to explaining that the NDC is one that's based on manifestos and principles of and ideology of the party, and that it has great internal party discipline and internal dispute mechanics. That sounds great. But when we look at whether it's constitutions or principles and the likes that you mentioned, it's one thing to have those written down, but it's another thing for when the need to implement these provisions arise. We know that one of the reasons why people are flocking to the NDCs also when it comes to disputes from previous parties. So how effective and affirmative are those internal dispute mechanics in the event that you have conflicts that emerge, especially after primaries when losers will definitely emerge? How are you going to manage that?
The way I've said, the party constitution have outlined the internal dispute mechanism that must be followed by an aspirant who is dissatisfied with the procedure for selection of candidate at every primary election. You know that selection and nomination of candidates in any primary election is an internal affair of the party. The Supreme Court have only held in litany at Lado and CPC, and also the man is that the only way the court will come in, the only narrow compass in which the court can open the window, the curtain, and look at the affairs of party is when their constitution and guideline or electoral act has not been complied with in the selection or nomination process. Otherwise, it is strictly internal affairs. Even issue that has to do with leadership. You can mention the case of Ladibo and Osman, APC and Lele. So many of them, I don't need to bother you with those cases. The principles are settled, age-long, anachronistic and copia, that the issue of nomination is internal affairs of the party. So the party will be able to manage it because the party is founded on law, on rule of law, and internal party discipline. One, if somebody is dissatisfied with the outcome of a procedure, then there is a way that you have to write to a letter of complaint and appeal. And there's an appeal panel after the screening that you have to complain to. If you are not satisfied, there are other procedures you can also follow. But I know that if things are done in the way it's supposed to be done, what leads to people to go and complain and go to court and do what have you, is when you try to conduct a sham, conduct something that looks like a primary election but not a primary election. The Electoral Act have now circumscribed and prescribed two modes of nomination processes in law. One is by consensus and one by direct primaries. So these are only procedure known to law. And I know the NDC will not follow any other procedure except this procedure. Where they adopt a consensus, there are criteria that must be satisfied. Where there are 2 or 3 persons, you must get consent of all persons who are now stepping down for the consensus candidate in writing, as the case may be. Okay. Then for direct primaries, which is the best democratic way of nominating candidates in the present legal regime, people have to queue and elect whom they want to be their candidate in the election. So if they queue up behind you and someone defeated you in the public show, you don't need to go to court. You don't need to go to anywhere. It's only when you try to cut corners, like in the APC and the PDP and the other political parties in the past, that is when people now have to go and complain. But I don't think that will be the case of NDC. Peter Obi is known for credibility. He's known for prudence. He's known for what is good. He's known for belief in the people's right, opportunity, and equal play to participate in every democratic opportunity. So, and NDC too, that is what their mantra is all about. So I don't think there will be anything that will lead to what you have in other political parties where, to your tent, everybody is scattering. It's a new political party with new ideology, new structure, new directive principle, new vision, and new hope for the people of Nigeria. And I believe that people who are coming to the party are genuinely coming to sustain, promote, protect, and build the party to deliver to the people of Nigeria. Support the mandate of Peter Obi, and they are said the presidential ticket has been zoned to the south. And I believe that people who are coming in are genuinely coming in to lead the party. And I know,
that's your belief.
like in APC, you can see what's happening in APC.
Well, one moment, that's your belief.
That's my belief.
Anyway, this is what we're going to be ending the video, but I'll ask you guys this question. Who would you rather vote for? Atiku, Peter Obi, Amaechi, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or Sowore? Who is your best candidate? Why do you think that the person you are voting for deserve to become president? Please comment it in the comment section. Why do you also believe that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should continue? Tell me, I want to know. Please comment your thoughts in the comment section. I love you guys. God love you more. Until we meet again. Peace out.